How's it going, Radical viewers? And we are back for part 2 of our 36th session of the Esterisle Cartography Guild. So, let's hop right back into the Discord.
Out of nowhere, but still there's this, her name's Alana Pierce. She works on, video games and does, journalism and stuff.
I've heard of her.
Well, she does she's started doing this, accessibility game awards show that she, I guess, just goes on, YouTube or whatever. But, literally, she's always looking for, gamers that are in the, accessibility, spectrum, and your fucked up eyes would probably fit that.
That is, the weirdest, most roundaboutest Nathan I've ever heard. I have no idea how sincere that was.
It was entirely sincere.
I believe you. But
Nathan got to talk about two of his favorite things: Alana Pierce and Michael's fucked up eyes.
She's definitely not one of my favorite things. Michael's eyes are definitely higher on the list of favorite things.
Wow. I don't know if you heard me laugh. You caught me so off guard with the "oh shit a rat," I fucking lost it.
No, I did not hear you. I did not hear you. Your webcam wasn't even on for me, so I didn't even get to see your reaction, which I'm upset about.
I was just
I didn't hear you laugh. I was like, maybe Michael didn't hear me, or maybe Michael doesn't care anymore.
I was bent over the fucking thing, just losing my actual shit.
Oh, I missed this.
In any case, now that we're back, Elrond holds up the soul stone. Oh yes.
Is that what it's called?
This is the soul stone. You place it on the head of the recently deceased, and it sucks up their soul, just right up in there.
So when are we killing Sarek?
Later.
And Quiddy asks, what purpose does that have?
Yes. Considering that they are usually confined to trade in the hells, soul trading is relatively lucrative for devils.
Well, I don't know any devils, as far as I'm aware.
That's promising.
The soul trading business seems a bit grim for me. I'll hold on to that because I found it, I guess, but it might just sit on a shelf forever.
Perhaps. I can't say that I have much more use of it. So
I did find this in Tortana, which is... should that be worrying?
Well, I'm sure you could find all sorts of things in Tortana. It is a rather large city, but...
Yes.
It is a little disconcerting, yes.
Yes, it was in a warehouse being traded. I don't know if it's full or not, but someone seems to have wanted one of these. I don't know what to make of that.
Let's hope that neither of us are on their bad side.
Well, I kind of took it, so... well, fingers crossed. To fail!
Yes, I wouldn't worry too much about the stone. To fail. He walks over, and you see him just turn the crystal, and those metal bits start glowing. And they almost look like they're heating up, but instead of turning red, they turn a blue color. And then suddenly the entire thing just gets sucked into this, what looks to be just it looks like the metal pieces have just been, along the edges, have just been squeezed almost, just visually just sucked back. You can see a single scratch down here is just expanded along that line. It's things like that, just big stretch. and like on the other side, you can see the shore. You can see like the ocean. I think you can technically see Maryland. No, you'd probably just be like staring out into open sea, maybe actually seeing Sinpera, but just like what little land there is out in that direction past Vale. I recommend going quickly.
Yes, Gwydion steps through.
Six.
Vale!
I won't have it shut on you, but it would have been really funny.
If your arm doesn't make it through in time, just goodbye.
Well, goodbye, arm.
Yeah.
In any case, you immediately walk through. It shuts behind you. Like the thought does cross your mind. What if I didn't make it through on time?
Yeah.
I'm sure I would have fine.
Probably. But hey, who gives a fuck? You guys are in Vale, or rather outside Vale. You can see just off the coast. Okay, so I wrote these notes kind of from a different perspective looking at Vale, but it doesn't matter because I can use them.
Montage?
No, just what the city looks like. So the city of Vale itself seems to almost be carved into the side of the mountain range along the southern or the southwestern side along the bay. It's hard to see past the massive walls now, like behind you. Like you guys are, you're on a little platform just on the edge of the wall. It looks like they were smart enough to make the teleportation circle to the city that's available for public access outside the city walls to prevent perhaps invasion, for instance. But from what you can tell from the walls, the architecture here is a lot more Gothic. Large 300-foot towers with intricate detail across them along every section of the wall. Out in the bay of the Crimson Strait, you can see 3 ships, probably 40 feet apart from each other, forming a triangle in the water. Each of them bearing white flags with the symbol, a symbol resembling some sort of arcane sigil. Within the sigil is an open tome and 2 wands that cross behind it. You've seen this before. It is the symbol of the Magus.
I'm well
Gwydion,
familiar.
make me a history check.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Yeah, this particular flag is often sailed by Vale research ships. Seeing the symbol of the Magus as well, you do recall that Vale is said to be a very religious city, as well as one of the ones more well-versed in the arcane. From what you know, the two do mix in with the government, forming an... I wrote this word. I have to read it now. The government body is an arcanotheocracy.
Oh my god.
I did it.
Not like arcanocracy or something?
No,
What have you been playing?
specifically mages and also priests. It is an
Okay.
arcanotheocracy.
Oh, so there's a hyphen in there. Okay.
That sounds
There is
terrible.
no hyphen in the
What?
word I wrote.
There should be.
There probably
You
should
like-
be.
How many syllables is that?
7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7. You're welcome. I introduced you to a new thing.
See, look at that special mind of his.
Special mind for my special eyes.
Oh,
I write
Tyler.
I write down the teleportation circle for outside of Vale, and Tyler's
absolutely.
brain suddenly realizes that I'm writing down fast travel points.
Yeah?
You've discovered a new location. You do get 10 XP, strangely enough. On the ships themselves, you can see a few robed individuals. Most of them seem to be studying objects. You can see a few of them, even from this distance, are covered with, like, they're not too far off the coast. They're covered with, like, layers of, like, algae or barnacles. It seems that they came from the sea below. And you can see that one of the big ships does have a rudimentary, like, crane on the back of it, from which a rope stretches down into the Crimson Strait. Continuing through the docks, the docks area around you, you finally get to the gate. Even within this close proximity to the gate proper, like the size of the walls, just by itself makes it feel like it's taking forever to get there. The gate itself is taller than any gate you had seen prior, but also thinner width-wise, which strikes you as inefficient, to say the least. But getting into the city, you see that it fits very well with the overall aesthetic of the city. The roads of Vale are narrow, but you're more used to that sort of thing, living on Tortana, dealing with the waterways along the lower section of that city. Regardless, the buildings are taller than Tortana's, with many multi-storied structures, some of which the roads pass underneath. The architecture itself is very Gothic, like I said before. Large pointed arches, clustered columns, and many towers suited to a city dedicated to the arcane. Many of which themselves have large belfries that within the next few minutes you hear ring out 7 times to indicate the time of, or I guess it would be closer to like 9 times to indicate the start of the day. And it seems that the fashion of the gate is matched with the rest of the doorways into the city. Thin, but just tall openings. Eventually, you see... Why did I look at chat? I knew something was gonna... But I did it. Eventually, you see in the distance, against a massive square cathedral against the basin the city is built into, great towers with flying buttresses supporting its walls, and on the western side is a finely crafted stained glass representation of the symbol of the Magus. Although this time of day, the walls of the basin overshadow the cathedral, the great tower in the center of it has a great belfry containing a sphere of blue light, wisps of which escape from the belfry and float freely around the cathedral itself. Occasionally, a small orb will leave the light and fly away from it, as if headed somewhere with purpose. You believe that this is the Athenian Basilica.
Gwynion's very overwhelmed.
Yes.
Eyes wide. Well, suppose we should look around for a bit, right, Q? The Athenium's over there, but if we could find somewhere with, like, good smithing or enchanting tools, like a workstation to make powerful magical objects, that would be lovely as well, a project to work on.
If
We
we
need to find this Mindweaver fellow.
if we wanted to start in the library, I'm sure a House of Knowledge would know where to find the tools we require.
Exactly what I was thinking. There's a lot of things I'll need to look at, so to the Athenium, and I will just create a giant stack of books to pour through over the weekend.
One thing as well, if I didn't mention it earlier, he would have mentioned that Brimtabon works, like, he's a member of the Basilica. He's a priest there.
All right. We can definitely ask him first thing.
Yeah. So you guys walk your way to the Basilica. Eventually getting into the large door into its interior, getting a good look at the finer details of the architecture as you enter. Getting inside of it, you can see that the inside looks very similar to the streets on the outside, oddly enough. Largely decorative pillars line the walls, and you can see walkways above with complex piers supporting them. And the ceiling up above has ribbed vaults that you can see basically like a series of those pointed arches overlapping onto each other. The basilica is indeed quite large. In the main hall, you see a shrine to the Magus, at the center of which is a marvelous sculpture, which you assume is a depiction of the goddess. Open tome in her left hand, and around her right, a spiraling arcane sigil made of stone that rotates around her open palm, obviously by magic. Eventually, as you're looking around, you see a man. You see a man approach, dressed in fine robes, somewhere between priestly vestiges and wizard's attire. You recognize him as the rector of Vale, Tobias the Moonseer, whom you met at the gala. You seem to be new here. What can I do for you?
Hello, Mr. Tobias. I am looking for Brentabon the Mindseer. I believe he works at the Basilica.
I'm sorry, have we met?
Sorry. You were at the gala. I understand there were a lot of people there, and I wasn't very notable. My name is Gwydion Ellison.
My apologies. I sent my simulacrum to the Doge's gala and have yet to rejoin our memories. If I knew you were coming, I would have done so prior, but I trust it was as much a pleasure to meet you all then as it is this time around.
Gwydion blinks like.
In any case, Brimtabon, you say. It's magic! Brimtabon is quite the eccentric, but we don't have many of our own looking into psionics as a specialization, so I presume you understand why he's important to us. Still, is there any particular reason why you need him?
If a favor for Elrond to see her. He needs to see him for a very personal matter of his.
I see. If that's the case, I assume it's something related to the psionics.
Yes.
Very well then. I assume that he would be delighted to help, as it may aid in his own research. I believe it should be up to him whether or not he's interested, but I have no intention of preventing him from going. You can find him in the Aether Ward. He rarely leaves his home. 1546 Aegis Spire. Over in that area, close to the Third Grace Belfry.
All right. Very well, thank you. I will be sure to contact him while I'm here.
Absolutely. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I suppose so. Is there anywhere around here that can be used to freely craft or make magical artifacts, blacksmithing and enchanting sort of deal? Because my friend here is a blacksmith and I'm an enchanter. We were going to work on something.
Well, you've come to a relatively good place for at least the enchantment. What did you do?
What happened? That was like a robot guy
Give me
killed.
a
What the
someone
fuck was
drop-
that noise?
Someone drop a razor on their fucking mic, an electric razor?
Not that I could see.
That was terrifying.
It spooked me. How is your audio?
How is your audio?
There was a lot of it.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oops. Whew.
I liked Nathan's reaction. Nathan was the most scared of all of us, I could
It
tell.
happened. I thought I got blue screen because sometimes it does that.
Oh, is that the movement you make every time you blue screen and we don't get to see it?
We break out the colon Nathan, please.
Right.
To be honest, yeah, I usually make that because.
Oh my god, Nathan's in chat.
No.
Oh jeez. Well, you've definitely come to the right place when it comes to the enchantment side of things. We have here in our possession at the Basilica some expertly crafted enchanting tools. You'll find them to be much easier to use than the standard array. As for blacksmithing, we aren't particularly a smithing culture, but we do have plenty of blacksmiths in town.
We pay the pause to Smith.
I'm sure you'd be able to find one. A few of them are even capable of etching runes into the work as you're forging it, which is perhaps something that you would be interested in.
That does sound interesting. That could be something we could work on, Q.
Sounds quite interesting. I would love to see it.
Well, thank you for your help. So, Q, what do you think we should work on first? There's the smithing. We could learn about work on your enchantment skills with the spell. I was going to also do a lot of personal research and probably get started on a thesis of some sort. I think it's about that time.
A thesis.
Interesting. Oh, well, I don't really have much of a game plan. I came to learn a bit, and whatever works, really. I'm on your schedule.
All right. Well, I think we'll both learn a few things from each other. I'm going to check out. Am I allowed to check out books here? Or do they have to stay within the confines of the Basilica?
Oh, we prefer having them not leave the confines, but depending on... we have been known to... upon swift return, be able to leave the Basilica itself.
It's fine. I won't bother anyone. I will compile a list of books then, and reserve them to study later. And then, Q, I think we should look for a blacksmith and get started on.
Plenty of our we have many in the priesthood do work in the archives. They should be able to aid you in getting what you're looking for. I'm sure they will be of great help.
Thank you. Thank you again, Mr. Moonseer. Well, no time to waste then. I will talk to your archivist since. So long. I hope you enjoy your previous memories of me when you reconvene with your simulacrum.
I am sure that I will. I will attempt to do that sometime soon. I have been putting it off. My apologies again.
It's fine. Alright, Gordian will head off and look for archivists. Q, is there any particular subject you're interested in as well while we're here?
Yes, if I have any free time, I was going to look into something for Heinrich. He was so kind to get the that powder for me, I figured I'd repay him and look into seeing if I can find anything on Nasha Earth for him.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Well, we will see what they have to offer. I will be looking at plenty of obscure topics, so hopefully they have something for all of us.
Yeah, so list of things. Learn how to cast spells from Gwydion. Research into Nashor if I have free time. And then I gotta make a set of vertical assist galoshes. And some really bitchin' knuckles for Lucian.
Okay. And for you, Gwydion?
I'm compiling a list of research topics.
Okay, yeah. Just send them to me whenever you get the opportunity.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same as before. Let's see. What was that city? What was that desert city called? N? N.
Yeah, and
Okay. And that person named Hawkins isn't going to be very useful. Let's see. That should be everything. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let's see.
What's the rest of the group up to while we're on our little?
Yeah. I gotta like write down a lot of stuff, so I want to see. I wanna hear
yeah,
what
yeah.
they're doing.
What are you guys doing without the two most good people?
Getting as drunk as I can off the 6 silver, realizing I ran out of money, probably asking Lucian where I can make some quick money, discovering the fight pits, rinse and repeat.
I would have you roll to see how much money you earn, but let's be real. I know you're gonna just
Exactly. It's just
spend
gonna
that
go
money
right back to
immediately
the
get drunk, so I'm
tavern.
not even gonna bother. You fight, you drink. You fight, you drink. It's a good. You're the Gorthak now.
I am the new Gorthak.
Every bar with a fight pit needs a Gorthak.
I don't understand how I keep losing to a spider. How does he even pick up the cards?
What?
Fucking play.
Dennis, yes and.
You're killing him.
I just imagine like you got six legs on the ground, two legs pulling out this like a whole ass fucking hand of card. Jesus Christ.
That's a talented spider.
How much do I owe you, Hans?
Huh?
You can say anything. You can say anything and she'll pay it right now.
We cut to Lucian.
You got any question? I'm gonna take no. In that case,
No.
There's you now.
I knew it.
I'm gonna send a message to Aotearoa that night.
Well, that night has not come yet. Luckily,
Well,
for all of
never
us,
mind
I'm
then.
sure. Okay, so starting real quick with Q. The galoshes, you made them before. They don't take very long to make, really. It's just the cost for components, and you already have most of that, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Got it.
As far as the spell casting goes, by the end of the day, I mean, you give some practice on your own, and like you ask William for some tips here and there. But by the end of the day, you do manage to cast the spell.
Sick.
Woo! Gwydion will go over all the intricacies of rune etchings and such like that. With like, glyphs. They're different from runes. It's like,
Very different. Get your shit together.
definitely involves getting his handwriting a little bit cleaner.
This one is just somatic, though. It doesn't require any materials or anything, so figure
Now,
muscle memory might help.
another thing,
It does.
Gwydion, is although you teach them how to read the sigils and the glyphs themselves, when he kind of ends up casting the spell and then like trying to, I mean, I don't know how. I think you should probably like, if you're trying to learn how to cast the spell, do you want to?
I mean, I would say like the first time it works, he like it's just somatic, right? So he kind of like waves his hammer in the air in like a tripod shape, and then a line that goes over it, and then like a basket kind of appears from it, and like a trebuchet is pretty much like built out of like divine energy in front of him, and then just fucking launches a book into a wall.
Now, noticeably, Gwydion, that's not exactly how that spell works.
That's... Typically, when it comes to arcane magic, the manifestations are relatively similar between casters, because fundamentally you are sort of just harnessing chaotic energy. You seem to have manifested something of your own will to do this, which is odd. Maybe a bit of residuum from your divine forge blessings. But hey, whatever works, I guess.
You believe in it. It often will work.
It's a good attitude. However, let's refrain from launching books in the future.
Yeah, like a few of the
Sorry.
the archivists are like, fuck, just and picking up these fucking.
Gwydion gets blue in the face.
As he does.
He's not choking. He's just embarrassed.
He gets
red blue eyes.
In that sense, I would like the both of you to make me investigation checks to do some research.
Yes, Q will Gwydion will bring up these topics to Q, and he will also bring them up to the archivist. As weird as the topics are, but compiling a thesis is what's the excuse is. Investigation. Oh my
Damn.
god!
Get fucked proficiency.
Give me all your tentacles.
Wait, what?
I don't.
Give me all the tentacles.
How
Okay,
many
then.
jars do you have?
Give them to me.
Give me.
They have no jars because they're clerics.
Tell me everything about tentacles.
So here's the thing: you're actually researching the Sharur in a religious city. They do not worship Nisharur, but they do keep pretty good tabs on all sorts of religions, some of which include those from the Underdark, including the most worshipped deity among the Drow, Nisharur, the Whispering Mother. There's a whole bunch of notes. She is strongly associated with spiders. She's often associated with the number 8, 8 legs, 8 eyes, that sort of thing. It's a recurring theme. Again, widely worshipped by the Drow. The Drow claim her to be a living god, as opposed to what they consider the other gods. They refer to them as dead gods, regardless of proof otherwise. It's just kind of something. It seems to be a cultural thing. However, because you rolled so high, and because you already kind of knew a little bit about a certain aspect of the name Nisharur and certain contexts behind her worship, you do have the book on elder cults. To reiterate some of what you found in that book, the elder cults worship beings that they say existed first upon this plane. That they were the first things that came into existence here, and that somehow us humanoids usurped them and sealed them all away. The fact that Nishar-Ur is definitely listed in that book as an elder cult, and yet is currently an active religion that's being like a religion is a strange coincidence, to say the least. So, take that as you will.
I gotta say, you saying all that while the theme song for 28 Days Later plays in my headset was perfect timing.
Nice.
Okay. If I'm going to use deductive reasoning, the implication here is that Dennis is always listening to horror soundtracks.
You mean you don't?
Yeah. No.
This is one of the best beats. Like, it's slow, but melody,
Melodious.
whatever.
Methodic?
Melodious.
No.
Is
Melodic.
your morning alarm the Imperial March?
Metal detector.
That one gets overplayed in my house.
It gets more metallurgy.
Metallic.
Metallica. No.
He's just listening to Metallica all the time.
Okay, that's
I
good
approve.
info.
All right. As for the bitch and knuckles thing, we'll get to bitch and knuckles in a second.
Fuck yeah.
These are research times. So Gwydion.
I compiled a list of numerous topics.
The archivists are some pleased, some displeased, depending on how helpful they tend to want to be, and also how much they enjoy nerding out about particular topics. In the case of this, just kind of looking at this search here, I'm just going to give you the highlights. As far as royal tiefling lineages go, from what you can tell, no such lineages came into existence here in the Esterisles. The only similar lineage would be that of dragons in the case of the Vakar dynasty of Sempera. Although, obviously there are other lineage-driven civilizations, but
I guess nothing pops up when I try and draw the salamander crest from memory.
From the look of the crest itself, no. It seems, from what you can tell, and you've seen this before in other of your memories, specifically especially the one where you remember opening up a gateway into the Arcanum. You were very high up over an island that does not exist anywhere near the Esterisles, looking at the coastline of a continent way bigger than any of the Esterisles. So you get the idea that some of these memories are from the world at large beyond the Esterisles, which is odd to you. Because there's no proof that any of that exists. Well, aside from actually, you have the Atlas now.
I'm the proof.
Well, yeah, there is that. In terms of time-altering magics, obviously you have your haste and your slow. You do hear read about a very powerful spell that allows the user to stop time for a period of time. It seems that is what that particular artifact was based off of or enchanted with. In terms of artifacts themselves, you do find record of one that was used prior to the Return of the Dragons, that shortly after that went missing, probably due to the chaos of, hey, there are no dragons, to, oh fuck, there's dragons now. Given that, a lot of things were lost, and one such amulet was among them. However, the same one that you read about seemed to have been taken by pirates as not long after they were. It seemed to have been found by someone in Kara. It doesn't say who. And you gather that that's because this information is taken from pirates that were found with it to begin with.
Was it taken? Does it say when the pirates took it? Was this still in like the pre-Draconic era, or like?
It was post-Draconic era. I have notes. I don't know why I don't look at my notes. It probably would help. What do you think? You think that would help?
Hmm.
Where did I put my notes? I had them. Hold on. I'm sorry. I had my notes.
I'm sure this character of mine is very easy to take notes on, considering.
Well, I have them all.
Take notes for like 9 separate things.
I mean, you would think that would be a contributing factor. I literally just lost my notes.
Oh well, don't worry about it later.
No. I have it. I'm sorry.
Hey, Cabbage, how's your chart looking nowadays with all this new info?
Oh God.
If only I could open the fucking chart on this shitty ass laptop.
F.
It puts too much strain on the laptop for me to open it up.
That one, it was recovered in the year 1452 post-Draconic era.
Oh, that's when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, I think.
Yeah, it found Charles Columbus, the guy who recovered the time stop amulet from the pirates that one time.
Found by pirates in 1452?
Yes, post-Draconic era.
Okay.
Which is not long after the Return of the Dragons. It's only like a little over a decade. You do find records on the Mist, although it's largely considered a myth as to its existence, because it's not really... There's no proof that it really happened on this particular archipelago. And moreover, the tales that that sort of myth, quote unquote, appears in, suggests that there's an island that is not here. So it's one of those sorts of things where they just don't know. Dragonborn Genocide, I mean, you find a large history. As soon as at the end of the Draconic era, it happened pretty much across the board. You have large groups of Dragonborn that were heavily persecuted up until like long after especially after the Dragon's Return. But like, it's a relatively recent thing that Dragonborn have been relatively reintroduced, and it's largely also because of Sinpera existing. A lot of Dragonborn do live in the Vakar dynasty, and that whole situation expressly for the purpose of sort of preventing this from happening, that sort of persecution, as well as its existence kind of pushes other governing bodies to sort of counter the reflex to lash out against Dragonkin, as doing that would be like the Sinpera would get pissed about it, basically.
Any mentions of Grethon the Evoker as like a powerful figure?
Not that you can tell. Not that you
No.
can find. You don't find anything about N anywhere. Herald of the Phoenix or no. Just not out there. Prophecies and storms. Are you specifically thinking about the divination magic thing?
Yeah, Hawkins and the ship that pursued the
Yeah.
storm.
Okay.
The amulets and what's his? How am I forgetting his name? The storm eldritch god.
Aroth?
Aroth, yeah.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, here at the Athenian Basilica, they do teach certain diviners do have more of an affinity to other sorts of gods, like just because like this city itself is built around the worship of the Magus does not necessarily mean it's the only deity worshipped here. Small shrines can be found along the outskirts of the city and like in chief areas, and the storm is widely worshipped in the archipelago because it's a fucking archipelago and ocean travel happens all the time, almost as a necessity, especially considering in certain of these environments, especially like the rockier and more mountainous areas, it's easier to travel by sea than to travel by land, which happens pretty much everywhere except for Maryland and Grimoire. Some of these diviners here at the Basilica itself that have more of a affinity towards the storm have historically in the past read storms to use their divinations. In fact, you do in a registry of priests, you do find one exact Hawkins
my God.
listed there.
That's me.
Hey,
Oh
that's
my
me!
God.
A man by the name of Willen Hawkins.
How old is there? An age, like a birth date, death date?
You look more into him. He was born. Sorry, I closed my notes. I swear I have this written.
Can't close those.
Look. Oh yeah, he's on a long list. Like he's like way before. We're talking 1206 post-Draconic era.
1206. Jesus, what year are we in?
You're in like 1630.
Well, it's impressive that they have records going back this far. Okay, it's like 400 years ago.
Bit of a leap.
No, I mean, Vale is historically, I mean, it was built post-Draconic era, and, magic keeps things relatively stable and sturdy.
So maybe in my most recent life?
Perhaps. Although you don't see a death date, you find in the registry that he went out to sea and just never returned. Considering that your last memory as him had the ship being struck by lightning down its center and it like collapsing in on itself, you're not sure if he died right then and there or if he survived and just got shipwrecked.
Well, he's dead now, that's for sure.
It's fairly safe to say, considering. as far as ancient Tabaxi culture goes, what you saw in your memory and what you recall from like just excess memories that like build up, like, you know, when you have a memory, it's not just all that I tell you, it's like little branching bits here and there, what you like to eat and like things like that, just small memories that don't really do anything. They don't seem to line up with Tabaxi culture. Whereas what you saw, this is DM to player here, is in your memory is more to do like more Aztec style religions as opposed to here in the Esterisles, where the Tabaxi took on a more Greek situation. Which you find a little, you find it odd and just kind of like a lot of things are pointing towards some like these memory, like the Esterisles are a small place, and from what I can tell, you confirmed that 2 of your lives have been here already. Well, 3 if you count yourself, which I wouldn't. Let's be honest. But the rest do seem to be scattered about a little more than just here on the archipelago. I mean, there's plenty on the Magus, and like, is there anything in particular about the Magus that you're looking into?
I guess interactions between gods and people is like the logical next step of that.
Right. Well, the Magus does have a little bit more of a history in terms of what, like, personally interacting. There are myths that tell of the Magus handing powerful sorcerer, like 3 powerful sorcerers, divine gifts, the mask, the I think it's the staff and the eye of the Magus, but no one knows exactly if this actually happened or where those artifacts would be if it had. Right? The Magus has a habit of doing things like that, but there are also other, like, you know, that like the Forge has been at behest of Q. You do look up if the Forge has had any similar situations, I'm sure. I mean, you'd find like the Forge once had a hammer that was said to have been passed down from like crafted by on the Forge itself, and now is lost to time, as well as just a few other holy artifacts like that. None of these artifacts of the Magus are haven't found yet. But you also know of a few like divine curses in the case of lycanthropy and vampirism are both to be said to come from the Lightbringer. So as far as divine curses go, I mean, there's a precedent to suggest that it is a very personal curse upon you.
Oh, I've been cursed. What did
and-
I do? Oh, wait, I think I know what I did. We're not going to worry about that.
What did you do? Oh, I'm sorry. I tore a hole through the fabric of space-time.
That could have been anyone.
Yeah, it really could have.
Uh,
As for resurrection magic and reincarnation, there are spells called resurrection and reincarnation. You learn their properties, although I think both of them are outside of your grasp as someone who is not in any way clerical.
yes. Well, yes. Yeah, wait. Yes.
Yeah. But you know, it is possible. Perhaps even Q can do that one day.
I prefer that he didn't.
But
I'm
you
good.
don't want him to
covered.
cast reincarnation on you.
I got that covered, honestly.
Okay, well that's good. Well, there's your weekly lore dump.
Druid only.
Druid only.
Yeah.
I guess I know what class the Magus is. Fucking nerd.
Magus can do what she wants. She's the magic person.
Yeah, she's the DM.
She took Magic Initiate like 7 times.
Just 7?
It stacks.
That took longer than I thought it would. I might have just typed a lot of that up if I had thought about it a little bit. But I enjoy speaking about bullshit that comes from my brain, so I hope we all learned something here today.
Yes. I just have to think about what kind of paper I want to write because I want to get work. You know, I still go to college in real life and in this one. I'd like to finish it here in my fake life.
You go to bullshit illusion college. What you should do is just create the illusion of a thesis and turn it in.
I almost did something like that once in high school.
Yeah, that's the real test.
Multiple times. Yeah.
A thesis?
Just just bullshitting an essay, just pretending that I wrote something.
Yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, I mean, in any case, I'm sure it's relatively easy to write a paper if you have exactly 1 weekend to do it. Right?
I mean, you underestimate my power. I don't know about Gwydion.
Well, you're like 1,000 years old or some bullshit, so like,
That's
you know.
true. Well, I mean, what are my sources? My sources are mostly like, dude, trust me, I was there. I can't do that.
Here are all these things I remember happening.
Okay. Maybe... So, the Archists have something to do with the mist, right?
Oh yeah, they were born specifically from the mist.
Well, I don't know how the fuck they're gonna say it's a goddamn myth when I'm here, so I'm gonna write on that. I'm gonna prove it.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely fine. I mean, races of people exist. Like, that's a human but with sharp ears. That's a human but magic. You know.
Yeah, I'll write about genealogy. How about that? Origins of the species, but for people.
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Yeah. That's a saving throw. Damn it. I was like, +9. Wow, I'm smart.
That's not like a 28. Oh fuck!
I'll get there.
I'm locked out.
I'll get there one day. I got a 23.
You got 23, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you write an actually coherent paper.
The beginnings of one, at least.
Yeah. You have a
Maybe more.
weekend. 8 pages down.
I'll need more sources.
I mean, look. Let me tell you, Gwydion has 20 intelligence.
Yeah.
Normal.
I'm literally at the limits of like human intelligence without alteration.
Right. Like normal college students have maybe 11 intelligence. So like
Can
you get a lot
confirm.
done today. Especially if you drink as much as half of the college students I know.
We'll I'm not gonna. Anyways, yeah, it's just an outline. I'll come up with more sources. It is
now, Tyler, I want you to write me your thesis.
I'm gonna need you to write some more lore
It's
first.
due on Monday.
For every fucking page I have to write a make-believe thesis, you have to write like 100 pages of real lore. So get fucked, friend.
Honestly, I kind of need an excuse. You know what time it is, Q?
Hammer?
No, I have no idea.
I think it is Bitch and Knuckles time.
Cool. I'll make it.
Knuckles.
Okay, so how are you making these? What are you doing? What do they look like? What's the process? What you thinking about?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay,
But
that
I'm making knuckles, and we'll
doesn't
get to
help me. Okay, you make a pair of knuckles. They don't cost 100 gold pieces, so you can just go done. You know the knuckles part.
I would make the knuckles out of the fancy metal, like just pure fancy metal. So it's going to cost more than 100 gold.
Right. So so you're making the entire thing out of the meteor. Now that is interesting. Okay. So some of the forges around here do allow you to write etch runes into the metal as you're working it. This is apparently a process perfected by the dwarves. Dwarven enchanting is very much a forging aspect of it, at least in this side of the world. So it's possible to do that if you wanted to do that. You still have some of that magic water, and there's also the Mastercraft Enchanter's tools of the Basilica that you could use for Gwydion. So,
Yeah.
are we
let's do it all.
Let's do it all?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's a process. You finished your research pretty early because you rolled a 23 and you researched Sharur, and there was literally you had a book on her already, so it just kind of made the process a lot easier. So you go out and you forge these knuckles. First off, the rock itself takes for fucking ever to melt down.
Awesome.
Something to keep in mind: its melting point is not like you've melted down steel faster than you've melted down this piece of shit. It's a process. You managed to make it work. You do get the forge hot enough. I mean, you're a fucking forge paladin. You have magic. You make it hot.
I figure if they have masterwork tools, they'll have a pretty nice.
At least for the Mastercraft is the enchanting process, unfortunately, not the smithing. There are other cities for that. Don't worry. Regardless, as you're working it, some runes are etched in, and you get a really nice looking set of these knuckles. They're relatively jagged along the outside to match the knuckle pattern. You can kind of you stick your hands through there a few times and make sure they're nice and smooth along the inside, and you're pretty proud with how it goes, all things considered. A pair of brass knuckles ain't too complicated. When it comes to the enchanting, you have an entire fucking Mastercraft tool set, so I'm pretty sure that you and Gwydion would really enjoy this process. What kind of enchantments are we looking to put on this? Or are we there are enchantments that would bring out. There are enchantments to bring out properties and things. Usually, this is done for elven steel through a wand, and it would allow it to channel stronger magics, basically. But in terms of this, a lot of the basic enchantments, +1, +2, things like that, relatively time consuming and expensive in the amount of arcane dust it uses. So what are we?
Here is my idea. I think we want to lean into the properties of this meteor. So I think an enchantment that does allow me to bring out its, natural properties would be most useful. There's a lot of raw arcane energy in this, and I think it's worth seeing what it can do, because I am personally curious. If I mess it up, we might have to start again, but I can compensate for that.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I was seeing if Q was okay with that.
That seems quite reasonable, I think. Encouraging it to shine would be the course.
Yes, I think Lucy would agree. He seems to enjoy the meteorness of it. So go all in on that.
Yeah. Fantastic. So while you're there, just over the course of those couple days that you stay over, you do some proper enchanting. I have an idea for what it ends up being. I'll send it to you later. But if you would both roll me, obviously Q, roll me a smithing check, and I need Gwydion to roll me a Enchanter's Tools check. No, that's good. Over the course, over your time together, working together on this particular item, You feel like you have something good. I'm sure after at the end of it, Gwydion casts Identify, and you identify it. React. Yes. Awesome. Hey, this is such a cool set of brass knuckles that we got here. Some cool shit. Oh god, he's gonna love these.
Oh, they're amazing. Wow.
Well, perfect. Well, that was exciting.
Very much so. Alright, I guess like the only other thing I assume that this is like over the course of the couple of days that you spend in Vale, not just the one day, right? There is still the matter of Brimtabon. So you want to do that? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, while we're here, go visit Brimtabon at the address to the location that we were given.
All right. Sorry, I did type something real quick. Now, obviously, that neither of you are particularly familiar with the city, but it's generally easy for you to get around if you get some directions. You're pointed toward the Aether Ward. Eventually, you can see the street named Aegis Spire and walk down, past one of those large belfries I mentioned earlier, which you can piece together is what the rector referred to as a Grace Belfry, until you eventually find the place you're looking for, 1546 Aegis Spire. The place itself is a tower. Surprise, surprise. Mages, right? It's about as modest as any building you've seen here in Vale. Although the architecture is ornate, the substance of it doesn't ring as gaudy like the wealthy homes in Cortana. So it's harder to tell where people stand economically just based on house alone. Takes a while, but you do eventually get there. And you arrive at the door, that tall, thin door.
All right. Gwydion will knock, unless there's like a fancy knocker or something. I'll just knock on the door.
It takes a moment, but you might even like knock again, sort of a situation. But eventually the door does open, and at first you don't see anyone. But then you look down, and there is a gnome man wearing the robes of the Ministry of Vale. Huh. Don't reckon I ever saw you on this before. What can I do for you?
Hello, sir. Are you Brimthabor, the Mind Weaver?
Oh, yes, I'm a Brimtabon Mind, whatever. Who are you?
My name is Gwydion Ellison, but I am not important. What is important is that a friend of mine, Elrond Desir, has work for you and is willing to pay quite highly for someone specialized in the field of psionics.
What kind of work?
The curing of an ailment related to, well, it's psionically inclined and seems to be quite deadly for the patient. A friend of his, and he is keeping him safe at the moment, but he has been in a daze for some time and can barely speak.
Huh. Well, seems your friend's in the right pickle, huh?
Yes.
Well, if it's psionics, I should be able to get a grip of it. And if not, I'd be very interested in poking and prodding just until I figure out how I can help. Is it a boat sort of thing?
Pardon?
Do I have to get on a boat?
Oh, no. My friend will take us there via teleportation. It's on an island home he's recently built.
Oh, okay.
Not a fan of boats either, I see.
Oh no, absolutely not. It's a death trap, those things. Very well then. I'll pack up a few things, and you can take me to. Oh, I guess I can take you to the teleportation circle.
Yes, I'll contact him right away while you're packing.
Great. Give me a bit. A good hour or so passes as Brimtabon gathers his notes. A few changes of.
Yeah, and while he's doing that, I cast Sending to Elrond, say, Brimtabor has agreed to help. We will be at the teleportation circle outside Vale where you took us.
Very well. Very well. I'll make my way there now.
Yeah, he was like, he is still packing, so we'll tell you when he is ready.
I have things to do in the city anyway.
Gwydion does not use another spell slot.
Good. About an hour or so passes. Brimtamon gathers his notes, a few changes of clothes. Less than what you'd expect from a trip away. Of course, Gwydion at least knows that, there's a spell that just does your laundry and gives you a shower all in one. So, shouldn't really be a problem. In any case, after he's gathered all of his things and put them all in a chest, he says a few words and waves his hands a bit, and the chest just disappears into a cloud of smoke, and he walks toward you. Well, there you have it. All packed up, ready to go?
Excellent. Onto the circle then.
Oh, fantastic. Sorry. Hey, Kyle, I sent you messages.
Hey Kyle, read the messages.
Yeah. 1 moment.
I don't know what they say, but
Got like 5 different things going on.
oh, you're still fixing shit. Oops.
Common mistake, having things going on.
I know, right?
With Brimtabon in tow, you make the journey back to the teleportation circle. At this point, it's getting a little bit later in the afternoon, probably around 4 or so. Sun probably at this point is starting to show signs of setting, and you can see one of the moons peeking over the horizon. When you get to the ship, you're met with a familiar-looking man. He wears full plate armor, white hair that comes down to about his shoulder, 2 swords on his back. And when he turns around, your suspicions are confirmed. It's your friend and co-captain, or maybe not. I really have lost track. Lambert of Sorrel. Now, you saw them as they were walking into the city from those ships over in the bay.
Lambert?
Gwydion, you're alive.
Yes, if only barely.
Oh, thank God. I was going to have to hunt for a whole new band of adventurers.
No, everyone is fine. We've had some close calls as per usual, but Q and I were taking a bit of a leave to work on some projects. What brings you here, actually? Work?
You could say that. Actually, this is insanely beneficial. I prefer to work with faces I know rather than ones I don't.
Well, you and me both. Speaking of, I was about to meet up with Elrond because I'm doing a favor for him. So I need to get to the nearest teleportation circle. But if you
you're like right outside the teleportation circle.
Yeah, if you plan on coming back to the old crew on the, I read the Sunrise Astanato. I forget where the North Archer. Fuck.
That's fine. It's fine. Sunrise Astanato.
I was about to say, you guys finally stopped arguing and settled on a name for the damn ship? I'm impressed.
No, we have a new ship, don't we? Sorry, I'm very scatterbrained right now. My player is very tired. If you ever plan on coming back, we'll welcome you with open arms. Definitely. Well, we're making a lot of money with recent jobs.
Good to hear. Because, oddly enough, I have a job offer for you and the crew.
Oh, well, I will be sure to relay that to them if you don't. If you want me to bring them all to Vale.
Now, you would know that the expeditions have more or less ceased for the day. And you also know that you guys have a ship back in Tortana and also access to teleportation circles here in the city. So you could easily go with them and pitch the job to all of them very easily.
That's
I'll
true.
just go ahead and join you. It's a little bit better to explain in person. It's, I was going to say complicated, but honestly, everything we've done, complicated is not a good enough word anymore.
It's always complicated, and you don't know the half of it. There's a lot to catch you up on. But in the meantime, gonna finish this favor for Elrond, and he will take us all to Tortana if you feel like tagging along.
Yeah, there is just this gnome guy who's just kind of like, you almost miss him because he's like standing behind them, and he's like, friend of yours.
Yes, we work together as part of. Well, we're cartographers / adventurers and the like.
Okay. Just continues walking towards the teleportation circle.
Gnome's always charming.
Well, you know, powerful wizards are always a bit eccentric.
That's a word. Not one I'd use, but it's a word.
It'll be me one day, as Gwydion walks toward the teleportation circle.
All right. You guys all get right there with the teleportation circle. At this point, I assume would be the time to, to send to Elrond again. Otherwise, we're going to be standing here a long time. No, it's a permanent teleportation circle. You can just like touch it.
Yeah.
Actually,
Sure.
so yeah. You know the sigils, so like, with Elrond's permission, you head on through. Elrond's already there waiting for you. Ah, friends. Oh, and Lambert. I missed you at my last dinner.
I was preoccupied.
Oh, no need to explain. And you must be Bruntabon. Aye. Follow me. I will escort the three of you out of my home, and I will go with you to the demi-plane in which I am keeping our friend. Sounds all right to me.
And three of us will be heading back to Tortana, ideally.
No, he is in Tortana. You're in Tortana now.
Okay, we're in
we're there.
Tortana, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
I know.
responding to things. Yeah.
My man has 8 houses anyway. It's a whole situation.
Yeah. And a demi-plane, whatever. Fucking bougie motherfucker.
I got no
Well, where else are you going to keep a guy who keeps killing people?
I mean, that makes sense. Gwydion would be delighted to talk about the thesis, but he's going to leave them to their business and take Lambert back to the crew to round things out.
Yeah. Elrond escorts you out of his home. You guys walk your way back to the guild hall as the two of them go somewhere. That night for dinner, I presume, by the time you get there, the lot of you sit down. I don't know what Jorn's doing. That's up. I'll leave that up to him. He's doing shit.
Hold up. I actually got something for that.
He's got something for it. Why do it keeps getting scared? Because the sound. Oh God.
Given the only two things he's been doing the entire time, that's
he
appropriate.
has been fighting and drinking this entire time. He
Oh
probably does
no,
not
I
really
can't
know.
introduce Jorn and Lambert.
Honestly,
They met.
I'm going to take that as a win. I'm going to take that as a win.
They've met.
We avoided it.
The brief transference between Lambert and Bjorn, they
Oh
met.
yeah, they have met.
God, how long do y'all
That
think
didn't
Lambert's been
happen.
gone?
I want to make them talk.
I've done that
don't.
before. That's no. I will kill one of my own characters. I'm not even sure who'd win that fight.
It's never fun. I do it. I have to do it. It's my job to do it. It never happens well in my head. In any case, I believe you have a job to pitch.
First off, I am both very happy and somehow surprised and not to see everyone still breathing. So I feel like this question needs to be asked. Lucian, did you die again?
No, of course not. Why would you expect that?
He actually did not die while you were gone.
Fantastic, you've all improved. And while I'm sure you'll have had an amazing adventure that you'll tell me, I have a proposal. Another school, much like the one we found on an island we do not mention because something lurks there we're not allowed to talk about, has been found.
Of course.
There's been some complications. Needless to say, we had some time, looked around the monastery and the school. It's underwater, so Lucian, you'll enjoy it.
Perfect.
Yeah, you also might. You also might
Underwater.
enjoy the aquatic fiends that decided to meet up and have fun with me and the excavation teams trying to find anything down there.
Hell yeah, I will.
They're known as Wasterith. They're unpleasant and insanely hard to cause any actual damage to.
Does punching them in the face work?
I don't know. I haven't tried.
I'll find out.
Needless to say, one of the reasons that Gwydion found me where he found me was because I was actually looking for adventurers, strangely enough, willing to go down and help with the excavation and research teams, as well as maybe get me deeper in so I can do my own personal reconnoitering.
Wait, we're adventurers.
Exactly, and your faces I know, and ones I'd be more comfortable with, and a whole new band I'd have to
Great, let's do it.
shrug my shoulders when they died, honestly. I have more faith in you.
Great. Good to know. We're going underwater. That's so convenient.
What, you don't like the water? You're a captain of a ship.
I've had some experiences recently.
Like what?
Is
Shark.
is that Gwydion and Jorn I hear in the distance? Lambert?
Nope.
No.
Definitely not Jorn.
It's hard, your name right below your Jorn. I was
Yeah.
looking
Very
at
big
you.
shark.
Gonna go.
Very big shark. Very much larger when I was in its jaws.
In its jaws. Why were you in
Don't
its
feel like-
jaws?
Oh, Lambert, it's good to see you. It's been so long.
Leapt
Who are
out of
you?
the water, snatched him, whoosh, takes him down.
It's not. It's not.
Oh yeah, we killed some criminals.
Okay, that seems really light for what I know and how I've experienced your usual adventuring. When you say criminals...
criminals. The criminals were vampires.
We also possibly met a Fey man.
We took over a pirate cove.
We do have the favor of a pirate cove.
Oh, Lambert,
Weirdly
look at
enough-
what we also have. I pull out 2 big fat jugs of black powder for Lambert.
Oh no. He has
Oh,
no
right,
idea what
and
that
more
is.
vampires as well.
Like, as you say all this to him, he just stares at you, completely blank-faced, and just slowly starts nodding his head. It's like, see, now that's more what I was expecting.
But Lambert, I think you might have been wrong because the vampires still weren't like life-threatening or anything. I
Really?
think they might just be very weak.
Very smooth.
Mhm. See, him I don't believe. Even if you critted a freaking deception check on me, I still wouldn't believe you.
I feel like he's probably the one you can trust the most.
You, I don't believe on principle.
See, I'm so believable. No, I'm not.
Out of sheer curiosity, I'm just
Right.
checking a number real quick.
So we got these from the Pirate Cove that was actually, funny enough, not a cove. It was dozens of ships all nailed together. But anyway, so these contain highly explosive powder.
And you're just carrying barrels of it around.
Don't worry, a Taro also barrel.
The fire genasi.
Don't forget, he's part half elf.
He's making explosive arrows with it. It's. I don't know how they work though, but they're cool.
I haven't
Lucian,
seen him
we
in
made
a
you
few
something.
days.
Oh, you did?
Quiddian will like do the gesture to Q to like present the meteor knuckles.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure Matt's back.
There's the headache in my eye at
So
least.
what they pull out is a set of knuckles that, although it was constructed from the stone, you guys know this, the two of you. The actual sheen on it is much brighter than that. It almost like looks like silver after it was done, like settling after the enchantment, especially. Whereas like before, the areas around the knuckles were like kind of accentuated into like these like spikes along the outside of the knuckle itself. Now like the one in the center seems to just outcrop slightly more into more of like a sort of like a more like a radiant sort of shape, like how you like draw stars with like lines coming out of it. It's like one of those sorts of situations with like just these spikes in the knuckles. And he hands them over to you.
Put them on.
They do things, I promise.
And then I wait 8 hours to attune to them.
It only takes 1 hour.
I wait 1 hour.
He waits 8 hours to attune to them.
I wait 8
He's
hours.
special.
Real life out. No. No, I'm working on it.
Okay. Ah, they do. Wow, that's a really cool effect that they have. I'm gonna love using this.
I agree.
Lucian uses the effect of the knuckles in midair. Oh wow, yes. Very cool.
Oh, Lambert, we also went to a ball. We met the head of the Inquisition there.
Oh god.
Oh. I also got attacked by the dynasty of Simpera.
Of course you did.
Heinrich was thrown out.
No. I walked out my own accord.
Heinrich pulled a "you can't fire me, I quit."
You can't fire someone if you can't see them.
Is that true?
I also learned that Hans is very good at cards.
The spider.
No one suspects it.
I mean, it's canon now. I can't really do anything about that.
Cost me 30 gold.
That's how canon happens.
You lost 30 gold
Yep.
to a spider.
He doesn't even have a hand.
He has 8.
I've been very bored for 2 days.
I'm
It has
having
8
this,
hands if you think about it.
I'm having the most alien sensation right now. I have a headache and I have missed it. I don't
Oh,
know
that's
how
hot.
to deal with that.
I think that's called best friends.
We like to have fun here.
Rostu told me it was love once.
Yes.
I actually need
Well-
to look at my notes to see how long you've been going.
Speaking of headaches, I suppose we should set sail for Vale again and begin this dreaded expedition.
Vampires, pirates, explosive powder, wyvern riders.
What could go wrong?
The usual.
Balls, Galas, leaders of the Inquisition. All without me, and no one died. That is the most surprising part. But I am very thankful.
I also got a jar of tentacles.
And out of everything I've heard just now, that was the weird thing.
Yeah.
What
I've
We
missed
also
you.
we also fought a group of wyvern riders and killed them.
We can recap all night if you want, or we can like progress.
I guess we can progress.
As much as
I'm
it
trying
would-
to yes and.
A lot of things have happened. We were all there, even if they were not. You spend the night catching up, regardless. That night, or rather, early the next morning, you placed it at just before dawn, Gwydion.
Oh, hold on. I was sending you a message that doesn't need to be entered right now. It can be entered after the session, but I'm in the middle of writing it, so
That's fine.
yeah.
You hear the voice of Elrin in your head. Gwydion, come to my house immediately. We have a problem.
I respond. Do I bring anyone?
He's not done.
Oh, okay.
Will
he's not done.
has escaped. I've already messaged Captain Navarro to join us.
Oh shit.
And that's the end of the message. Sorry.
You say, oh, hi.
Well, Gwydion gets up, and am I around any of the crew right now?
You said it was the middle of the night, right, Michael?
It's
morning.
like just before dawn.
Fuck. Well, Gwydion gets up, and we'll start assembling the crew, knocking on doors like,
Yeah,
we need to go.
Yeah.
There's an emergency.
God damn it, I just got here. Already?
You're not the captain anymore. You don't tell me.
What do you mean he's not
Okay,
the captain
well-
anymore?
Well, Captain, new Captain, I'm going to relay this to you. Will Baker's escaped. What do you think we should do?
I'll grab my swords.
I think crew needs to wake up.
Great. Oh boy, I don't have the spells for this today.
I would, you know, it's one of those things. Will just escaped. You know, you don't know what's happening.
Second mate, round the crew.
It's just before dawn.
Second.
Look, it's just before dawn. You guys have a long rest. That's fine. If you need to switch out
Okay.
spells, I'm not going to be pissed about it.
That's
Right.
sweet. I thought that was the test. That's like,
No,
Aha.
nah, don't worry about it. By the time-
fireball.
Fireball. By the time that you get to Elrin's house, the sun has already broke its way over the horizon, and you find Elrin talking to who you recognize as Sergeant Navarro, now wearing armor more akin to Will's old set. As it seems she has taken his place as captain. Good, you've arrived. Oh, this is the other character. Good, you've arrived. Mr. Desir insisted on waiting for your arrival. For good purpose, my dear. I can only cast the spell once more today, and if we are to find where Will has gone, we will need people keen on the investigation of his more sinister self. As both my friends and Will's, I believe it is better that they are here. Well, they're here now, and we wouldn't have caught Will without them. Need I remind you, you said he couldn't escape from this prison you built for him in the first place. It would seem that recent treatments from an expert in the field have awakened something in Will stronger than I had previously anticipated. The prison I made is on a demi-plane I created the moment we needed to keep him. It would seem he's grown strong enough to shift between planes with only his mind. If it were not for these particular circumstances, I would say it is quite an astounding feat. Well, that's true. We wouldn't have been able to keep him in lockup easy either. Honey, we should get to the scene. Very well. Follow me.
How do we deal with people who can travel between planes at will? We've had issues with it before.
Simple. You don't.
The easiest way is to begin dispelling the magic before it is cast, unfortunately. However, there are other means, anti-magic fields and the like. One step at a time. He may have other limitations beyond only being able to do it once per day or something of the sort. In any case, we have 1 hour after I cast the spell before the door closes, and we are forced to make camp until my magic's returned to me. Understand?
Yes.
Got it.
At this point, Elrin lifts his finger out in front of him, sparking a little bead of fire just at the tip before it expands outward like a wildfire in a circle around the point, opening what appears to be a doorway into that room you had escorted Will into weeks prior. However, there's one noticeable difference. Last time you had seen this space, there wasn't a dead body inside of it. Inside the room, stripped naked and cut up into horizontal sections and placed delicately in order, each just thick enough to maintain their ability to stand up on their own and spread across the space, such as to almost be constructed as an anatomical example in any sort of, is an almost unrecognizable face. Almost. But somewhere in there, spread among the pieces of the face and the relative stature of what you'd expect his body to be, you recognize that this is the body of Bremtaban the Mindweaver. Each piece of him is spread out about 3 feet apart from each other, aside from the head, which is closer together. You can see that the brain has been taken out and left on its own, with a knife jabbed into the top of it. And the rest of the head just sort of over there. I came to feed Will his breakfast this morning and found this. It's been untouched. I simply closed the door when I saw it last and messaged Joel immediately. Gods, it certainly fits the MO.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
You guys enter and can have a look around.
My first day back with you chuckle nuts, and this is starting up again. Fuck.
It's almost like I was waiting.
I know. I love it. That's gruesome and horrifying.
Oh, God.
If you guys want to take a look around the scene, you guys can make an investigation check. Someone can. I recommend one person with advantage if we're going to be doing that.
Mine
Might
is
be
bad, so I won't.
probably be me. I have 20 intelligence and proficiency in
This is-
investigation.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you now. I will be the one assisting.
Yeah, that's
I'm having
advantage.
trouble looking at this. If only I could. Damn it! Never mind. This is a one I can help.
How about so?
Searching the body as it is, you find a few things that do catch your attention. Each of the layers seems to be cut very finely, not jagged or torn, but very delicately carved, almost. As far as strange findings go, there seems to be a semi-reflective metal powder crusted onto the man's fingers. And you also notice there's one section that you notice being oddly larger around the midsection. You can go further into either of these photos. There are other things that you notice as well. I just dropped my D20 into the abyss, but I'll get it later. Can you make me an Arcana check? And if someone is proficient with medicine, you can also make a medicine check.
Oh. I actually am proficient with medicine. Go figure.
Fantastic. So the material on the man's fingers seemed to be silver, which you know is used in spells and rituals from time to time, especially in regards to divination and transmutation. As for medicine, you take a look around, you can't really find anything in particular.
Anything possibly involving nature?
No,
Yeah,
not in this case. Can you make me another investigation check, please?
Yes, I can. Go. Investigation powers.
You go over to look towards the head area, mostly because there's a lot of doubles. Mostly because it seems very different from the rest of it. The knife in the brain seems to be made of silver, and you notice just from looking at it that it doesn't seem to be dulled, nor is there much blood on it at all. You take a look around the room. It doesn't look like there's any other way out other than the door that Elrond opened, suggesting that what Elrond said about being stuck here was indeed true. You take a look around the bed in the corner, now drenched in blood, and you notice that it has been entirely made, pillow fluffed and blanket neatly draped over, which is rather particular, considering the circumstances of the escape.
Any idea what this could mean? It seemed to take the time to clean up after himself before he left.
Perhaps he is just tidy.
Seems so.
I mean, every single time this man is killed and left something on display like this, it had a meaning behind it.
I'm gonna take the case off the pillow and see if there's anything inside.
Make a perception check. Now I need that d20, so I'm just going to roll from the thing. Oh my god, that's great. As you're like picking up the pillow and like taking off the case, just from the corner of your eye, you can see Elrond's eye twitch once.
Gwydion moves his hand away from the pillow. Well, I wonder where he could have gone.
It is rather strange.
Yes, it is. It's interesting that he was able to manifest the ability to plane shift so suddenly.
It has been known to be something that many psionics are capable of. Perhaps they've been evolving as he slept.
Yes. And the ability to manifest a silver dagger out of nothing is...
Unfortunately, I do not know. For all I know, that could easily have been brought here by Brimtabon.
Yeah, likely a spell component, perhaps.
Perhaps. Silver is commonly used.
Well.
You said the midsection, for some reason, looked like larger, wider of a cut than the rest of it?
Yeah, larger cut.
It was made using a different weapon.
It doesn't look like it, but...
Dagger hasn't lost its edge. God, I hate... Wish I could actually see this scene. This bugs the crap out of me.
Sorry.
Gwydion's gonna cast see invisibility with the staff.
click your staff on the ground, your eyes flash for a second, and you take a look around. There doesn't seem to be anything invisible going on. Although the silver does glow on his fingertips and in the knife. Strangely.
Gwydion's going to cast Detect Magic innately.
The silver itself does radiate a faint aura. It's not any particular. It seems to be some sort of conjuration magic. Strangely enough, just from detecting magic around the ship, you've seen your Githyanki friend. His silver sword also radiates that same conjuration aura. It's a very similar flavor to the magic.
Uh-oh.
Is there any magic coming from the pillow?
There is not.
Gwydion's going to cast Scrying
On?
on Baker.
I mean,
Yeah.
God knows we're wicked familiar.
It only
with
works
that.
if he's on the same plane of existence as us, but
That's also
I
something.
mean, I would say, I mean, you can poke your head out and cast it if you want.
yeah, I will.
Okay, you're familiar. So what's the DC? It's like 21.
DC is 17, so with the modifier, I guess 21.
You're 22 because it's +5, I think.
22, yeah.
Damn. Okay. When you look through the stone and like it just, like that bead of light in your eye, like you can see through, and you see a familiar looking dining room. You see Will. He seems out of it, leaning on a familiar chair. You recognize this as Elrin's island home, his dining room. And you can see there is a single shackle around his wrist, binding him to the chair.
Gwydion steps back in the demi-plane. Elrin,
Yes.
I had a bit of a peek, a bit of a scry, if you would.
Oh, did you find anything?
Yes. Baker. He seems to be at your island home. Perhaps waiting?
I should think so. It is a good thing I chose to stay here, then.
Yes, doesn't seem to be himself right now.
One would certainly hope not. Considering.
Yes. Well, how do we want to deal with this?
I can always send you over.
I mean, are we really going to entertain any other possible option, honestly?
I could think of some. I don't know if we're quite equipped to deal with him on our own, but
Well, we beat the shit out of him the first time. I think we can do it again.
well, Lucian, no, something is different this time. Trust me,
He's stronger. We're stronger.
not like that.
Elrin looks directly at you, Gwydion,
What's in the pillow, Elrin?
and he just smiles.
Oh no.
I suppose taking you here was a bad idea. But you were having such a terrible time identifying me before that I suppose I wanted to give you a fighting chance.
Yes, Elrin hasn't left your home. Never did. So sorry. Baker hasn't left your home.
No, I did keep him in the demi-plane for quite some time. I did experiment with psionics after all.
Well, I guess we do this here then.
Fuck.
Very well. I turned myself in.
Oh, thank God.
I am the sculptor. I killed all those people. Quite enjoyed it too, if I'm honest. But before you take me in, allow me to say one more thing. The next words that come out of his mouth.
Gwydion would like to try and cast a spell.
Okay. The
Just-
next
I'd like
word.
Oh, okay.
The next words that come out of his mouth ring. It ring out almost as if they resonate with everything around you, seeming to boom out from the inside, like from inside of him, despite him using his normal speaking voice, sending ripples out from him. I wish I had never sent the messages that brought you all here. First off, I'd like you to make me a intelligence check.
There, that's one
Sure.
make it.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Suddenly, with that boom that ripples out from him, those ripples extending from him pulse out and everything gets pulled away. And you all wake up in your beds that morning, well rested as ever, having never experienced the events of the previous night. To your knowledge, none of those events occurred.
You are a bastard, Michael.
Yeah, you cast a wish, in case that wasn't obvious. You cast a wish.
Wait,
Yeah, he
what?
did.
Wow.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Well, what the fuck?
Okay, so wait, do we have memory of what the hell just happened, or is it just gone?
No. You have no memory.
Oh, you fuck.
You see your guys' knowledge? You guys just slept through the night.
Michael.
Shit. Okay, that's gonna be a
Motherfucker.
mindfuck.
Well, time to get to work on my thesis. You know, it's probably good that we didn't fight him. If you can cast 9th level spells, I prefer not to fight him, to be honest.
Why did only
You guys knew they
Tyler?
could cast Wish before.
Why did only
Sure.
Tyler roll intelligence?
Because
Yeah,
he was the
what
one.
casting
He was the
dispel.
one that
Casted Dispel Magic.
he tried to dispel it before it could happen.
No, I was
He
trying to
anticipated
dispel. I was
spell.
trying to dispel the demiplane.
Oh, I mean, he was
See what-
outside the demiplane.
What's
See what
that?
happened there.
Fuck.
Jeez. Oh, okay, now we have to pretend we don't have this knowledge. Shit. Oh,
What knowledge?
Well, I have
Yeah,
to adjust
exactly.
my notes.
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, this didn't happen, but it totally happened.
So I should erase the notes that I wrote just now in Gwydion's journal.
I'm adjusting my notes posthumously.
If we try to tell someone, hey, Elrond is the...
I would keep them aside and just be like, "Hey, just so I know me, I didn't experience this."
Fuck.
Hey, guys, I fully trust Elrond Desir. I think
Yeah.
he's a great...
Yeah, Elrond's great, and I
Maybe,
love him.
yeah,
He's my
he could
favorite.
probably help me with my paper.
Yeah,
I imagine.
probably.
Such a nice guy helping Baker out like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a really chill dude.
See, I've never trusted him to begin with.
Neither
but,
is Lambert.
Yeah, he was literally the first suspect anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a fucking bastard. I hate him.
He was my first.
That was also
guess.
actually a pretty good move, too, because he came off like a really good red herring for a while. Fuck, though.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No, I always knew it was him.
I mean, I
Can we kill
assume
him, please?
William Baker, like, even going batshit crazy, didn't come off stable enough to be so meticulous. Ah, fuck.
So I guess we met the final boss of the campaign.
Well,
No, that's
I,
me.
ho- I hope not. We're too low level.
I mean,
No.
I can't tell you one way or another if you have met the final boss of the campaign.
I think that we have at least met a mid-boss.
no, I
The
think that's
survivors.
Leech's
He
way
will
of,
die.
I think that's Leech's way of
The
telling
sur-
us he's not sure when this campaign will actually end.
It's the survivors of the SS Fuck Sarek. They've gone mad with power, and we need to put them down.
Oh, god damn it, I don't want to have to deal with fucking Talon again. He was an asshole.
He wasn't aboard the ship when
Yeah.
it crashed.
He settled down.
He settled down.
Fuck,
And-
wait. I was gonna say my mode of transport has been compromised, but I guess it hasn't.
No, it has not at all.
Yeah, I'm about to say, so basically... Yeah, the only thing that freaking changed is... nothing.
The last
still
thing,
use
the last thing I
spells a
remember. The last thing I
And
remember was
no-
just me writing my paper.
The only thing that changed was a sense of dramatic irony.
Yeah.
Nah, Gwydion used spell slots, and then we didn't get a full rest. You said we had a full rest the night before. We didn't sleep for. hours. Like,
I mean, you know, you don't sleep 8 hours when you take a long rest in the woods and you keep watch. It's just, you know.
no, you sleep 8 hours. You also time not sleep.
Yeah.
Well,
I have to deal with this knowledge now. God damn it.
Yeah, I've been sitting on that for a long time.
I bet.
yeah.
Oh Jesus, this is like when I played Lost Man's of Fandelver for the 3rd time. It's like, I'm trying not to say shit, but at the same time, fuck!
I mean, you know.
Let's see.
Well, at least we all know it now, so I don't feel so bad.
I guess we're not gonna have much downtime, huh? We're gonna go straight to Vale. Okay.
Yeah, because that literally didn't happen, thanks to Wish. So
No, we just don't know what happened over the night.
No, it just
Next
didn't
time-
happen. It was basically a freaking reset.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, just, you know, one morning gets reset, the rest is fine. You know, you guys were going to go out to Vale. Now, you also don't necessarily have a time restriction on that. If you guys do need time to prepare, I'm pretty sure everyone involved would like to, like, you know, have you guys be fully rested and that sort of stuff. So, you know, if you guys have some more things that you want to do or like more research you would like to perform, don't be afraid to do that before we go off and do this thing.
Lambert would definitely want to dick with the black powder y'all were talking about, just from that
I mean, you could
standpoint.
definitely help Q with that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll go very well.
And the moment I start concocting ideas of what he could do, what Lambert could do with it, it's like, oh god.
I must go. But fun session.
Yeah. Yeah.
See y'all later.
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
see you guys.
Have a good night.
Nathan, I presume that we are building up the you left. Now you're back. Welcome
What's
back.
up?
Okay, I'll let them do that. So, that frickin' happened. My apologies, by the way, if what they heard when I was sitting there fiddling with my connections, trying to figure out why the hell I'm getting feedback, picked up on my recorder, but no one was reacting to it. Like, my apologies for that, guys. I said screw it. I swapped everything back to my old Siren Razor, which I guess I now have a far better reason to be using. Crap. Oh well. There's something to get used to again. But as usual, I hope you all enjoyed. If you all did enjoy, a great way to show that support, as always, is by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, or sharing it with your friends. And if this caught your fancy and you're interested, hey, tune in next week to see what the hell happens next. Or, I guess in the case at the end of this session, happened, then magic made it not happen, so nothing technically happened. Ninth level spells are bullshit. Anyway, once again, thank you all for watching. And as usual, cheers to those that love us, the losers that lost us, and as always, the lucky sons of bitches that get to meet us. And we will catch you all in the next video. See you then.